final thing we're looking at today is how to create tables in Excel. It's one of my favorite features to use when I have to interrogate a whole bunch of data. Here we are looking at our data again, and it doesn't seem to be in any useful order. Teachers are mixed up, students are mixed up. Perhaps it's in final mark order. Now, once again, if we wanted to put it into teacher order, we would have to click on data, click on our sort. Oh, but we didn't select anything. Select the data. Make sure you're on your data tab. Go to your sort and filter group. Click on sort. We don't want it on final mark. We want it on teacher. We want another level. So it sorts by teacher and then it sorts by name. We both want them A to Z. We say OK. Once again, we've got it into teacher order and then into student's name order. So we do that for a while, and now we decide actually we want it in final mark order. Once again, we must select the data, go to the data tab, click on sort, remove the bottom level, change it from name to final mark, largest to smallest, OK, now it's changed. But there's a much quicker way of doing this because it sometimes gets painful to have to resort and to resort. The way to do this is to change it into a table. So what we're going to do is we're going to select all our data to over here. We're going to click on insert and we're going to click on table. Let's just go back, look at the headings here and look at how the data looks. When I click on table, double checks my data is correct. It's got headings, very important to mark that. We say OK. Can you see how different it looks and how different our headings look? This is it before, and if I do my redo button, this is what it looks like now. If I click outside of my table, can you see there's no tab over here? If I click inside my table, I can get to table design. So anywhere inside the table, I click on table design, and I can decide how I want my table to look. There are a whole bunch of options, and as you hover over them, that is disgusting. It changes how your table looks. I prefer a softer thing like this, or perhaps even that one. You can click on that. You can also take off your banded rows, which means every second row is colored. I don't find it helpful. Some people do. I prefer banded columns. So the teachers, the ID number, the terms are highlighted. You can then change your colors. So if I'm off the table, that tab disappears. If I click anywhere on the table, I can now go to my table design. A whole lot of things you can play around with here, but for the meanwhile, this is what our table looks like. You'll notice that there's a drop-down arrow next to every single heading. If we wanted to change it into final mark order, we could just simply click on this drop-down and we can sort it from smallest to largest, from largest to smallest. Let's click on that. Can you see automatically it's sorted your table for you? It has changed from the drop-down arrow to like a down arrow telling you that the data has been sorted. So now we've looked at our marks, now we want to get it back into teacher order. We simply click on teacher, or we should clear this sort first. Cancel, nope. Click on teacher and sort her from A to Z. There comes Mr. Skumbi's students, Mrs. Britz's students. Another useful thing to do is for Mr. Skumbi, he didn't want to see the other teachers. So once again, you can click here. And can you see the search is selecting all? We take that off. We only click on Mr. Skumbi. We say OK. The rest of the data has disappeared. It's still there. Can you see it's gone from row 20 to 52? It's hidden those rows. For Mr. Skumbi, much clearer to see his information now. If you want to clear that sort, we can just say clear filter from teacher, they're all back. And we could then go and sort it into something else. Another useful thing around our final marks is we've got number filters. We can filter by equals, not equal, greater than, less than. Let's pull up all the students that got greater than 75%. We say, okay, there are your top students. Very quick, very neat to do. There are a lot of options in tables. You can play around with them. But I think once you start using them, you will find to interrogate your data much easier to click on the down arrows. If you can clear the filter, it takes you back to all your students. Click on the down arrows for sorting and filtering instead of the manual ways that we were doing it before. That takes us to the end of our Excel lessons for today. Our lockdown lessons. If you need any more information, you can email me, terry@muditaconcepts.com. Stay safe, stay sane, wash your hands.